National Railway Museum, the York Art Gallery, Designer Outlet, amongst a few other places. Unfortunately, two of those places were closed on that day, so we made up for those by seeing a few other places that were opened. And we tried to do this without spending anything extra for the experience. So every place we visited had like a free entry, and there are places which you should visit whenever you're in York if you find them interesting in this video. I mean, I hope that you do. There was a Van Gogh experience that would have been nice, but I think at that point we were tired, and we just didn't want to spend anything else extra. So the Museum is somewhere that I would have loved to visit. Unfortunately, it was closed as well. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, then you must see Shambles. I mean, you would think you were at Diagon Alley. And now I'm heading to the National Railway Museum, which was about 15 minutes, by walk from the station. And that was where my friend was going to meet me. I could have waited, but I mean, since the museum was there, it was better to just go there and hang around before she came. So the museum basically opens from 10 to 5 p.m. and you could just sign up or walk in. Either way is fine. I mean, we chose to walk in, which was okay, and there was no queue there. So, I mean, that shows that it moves pretty quickly. And there's a board where you could pick up some maps, some pamphlets, and a whole lot of other things. So, I mean, one of the reasons I chose to visit was I like to see trains a lot. So, on entering the museum, one of the first pieces I saw was this Euston Gate. It had on it the London and Birmingham Railway coat of arms, which we can see. And the gates are basically made of rough iron, and they were a part of a giant arc at the entrance to Euston Station. And then there's this grandfather clock. I mean, I didn't really see who designed that, but the gate, the station, uh, Grey Hall was designed by someone called Philip Hardwick. He's an architect, and Euston Station is still existing in central London. I mean, from what I saw, and one thing I really admired is the documentation, these guys had from a long time back. I mean, these are trains, you can see when they were made and everything. Like this, for instance, is called the Weather Hill Winding Engine. I mean, it was made in 1833. Like, the oldest person I know was my grandmother, and she wasn't even born then. And so this train called the Copper Knob was built in 1846, and it's the last surviving example of a bar frame locomotive. Now, if you really want to know more about these things, I suggest you just pause it and read those, little stuffs. I mean, so that train literally survived the Second World War bombing. I mean, not like it was bombed, it was at a location, and that area was bombed. So some shrapnels of glass and everything, struck it, and which you can still see the signs on the train. If you look, can you see? If you look closely, you can still see it. Now, this here is called Evening Star, train number 92220. Yeah, 92220. And I actually like the paint and colors they choose for like these trains. I mean, I don't know if they paint them frequently or they just really clean it properly. I sincerely don't know, but I like that they have really colorful train colors, and they were not just giving some dull looking colors. When you see a lot of these pictures from the 80s and stuff, they're just black and white, so you can't really say, okay, this is the colors this had and stuff like that. So it was really nice. Then we have, and I also like how the makers of, like, the architects, for instance, the PC Hardwick, you know the Edward Boris, the designer of, like, the copper knob. I like how that was documented. So you're not just seeing these great looking things, you're also seeing the people who made them. And luckily for us, with technology, you can just look these people up and see exactly who they were. Then this is the Orlicon electric motor coach. It was built in 1915, and at its time it was preferable, as it had the cleaner steam trains and accelerated more quickly, which made it easier to move like a large number of people. Then the Souza diesel engine, we passed that just a quick bit. and I hope you saw that. That was literally like a generator on wheels. It had like its own generator on board, and it was just like making the electricity that then powered the motors. I think that was like a very smart thing. And like I mentioned earlier, you see how colorful all these were, like really colorful. Then we also like saw the milk tank, which was used by United Dairies. Look, that looked. I mean, you see that, that's for milk. And then we're kind of done with the museum. And the first thing we saw was a structure, which is the York City War Memorial. It was unveiled in 1925, surrounded by these beautiful gardens. So there are lots of gardens in York. I really, really enjoyed seeing so much greenery. Everywhere you turn, there's like a green area, which I really enjoy because we don't have much of that here, to be honest. And you could just walk, like we walk everywhere in York. I enjoyed walking so much, like on my trip, because I don't get to walk so much at home here. And then to my left and right, that is the river Aus, Use. Look, I don't know. English is funny. It's spelled Ouse, which I think says Us, but you know how the English are. They could come up with a weird pronunciation for that, and you would wonder how comes. Anyway, since the museum was closed, we went through the museum gardens, and if you're ever in York, I think it's a lovely place for a picnic. You can just hang around and have fun with your family and friends. And there was someone had some exotic birds also. You could just pick those up and take pictures with it, I guess, for a token. Then we proceeded to the York Art Gallery. I really, really wanted to see that, but unfortunately, as you can see, it was closed. But we did take a lot of pictures in front of that. And then we went ahead to the York Minster, which you start to see there. And there was a man playing some lovely, lovely music, which we'll get to in a bit. But if you look here, I mean, imagine you see a picture of that. It looks like CGI to me. Like, that's how amazing it really. Just look at how beautiful this structure is. So, and then the clouds were nice on that day. So, let's listen. Just collect money and feel. There's one guy in Manchester. I don't know if they are together. When that one is singing, the other one will be dancing. That makes sense. Imagine me going there and going to. If you know how to do that, so just ignore my voice. They're disrupting that beautiful music that man was making. He sounded really, really good, honestly, in person. And there are a few people that were just, standing there, just listening to him. So I mean, such a nice area. So imagine just sitting down and just vibing there. And you can still see part of the York Minster right there. It's an Anglican cathedral. Yep. And then there are some of these beautiful, beautiful shops that have almost everything you would want as a tourist, like bags, clothes, ice cream. Sorry, I said ice cream. Chocolate shops. Then there's the regular chain restaurants. So that's like a Five Guys there. So if you want to eat, you could just stop by Five Guys and eat Five Guys. So here we were heading over to Shambles. So for my Harry Potter fans, this is like a dream place you'd want to be at because not only does it look like Diagon Alley, there was like a whole Potter performance. I forgot to take a video of that. I guess I was tired of holding camera up for a bit. Anyway, then we came to some stores and they were super, super friendly. They allowed, take pictures, videos, and all that. I played with some ones and you see, I felt so excited to just play with that. I mean, I did that store had like one of almost everyone, Hermione, Harry, Ron, Bellatrix. Bellatrix had the most weird ones. I mean, you'd expect it to be weird considering Bellatrix Lestrange is weird. So some stores also had like really really long queues just to get in. Can you see this is like a queue? This they're not just standing randomly, they're trying to get into a store. And there's actually somewhere called Little Shambles. And then this the Harry Potter brooms for the Harry Potter fans. So this that the queue we saw earlier, get here, see? Shop that must not be named. Anyway, I decided to stop by and get some food because trust me, this looks like a just really short compilation, but we have walked around for hours at this point. So we wanted to do like a Korean restaurant, right? And then they were like, "Oh, cash only." And we're like, "Oh, okay." We either of us didn't have cash. So we went ahead to an ATM, which was about 5 minutes away from there, and 5 minutes back, which is like 10 minutes, yeah. And then we went and got cash from the ATM just to come back, and they were told, "There's an hour of wait time." Like, why didn't you just tell us before that there was like a whole hour to wait and get food? So, I mean, if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have discovered this beautiful place called Rosas. So apparently they have branches in London and other places too. And I don't remember the names of our meals right now, but it was really, really, really good. And the boba was nice as well. So I enjoyed the food, and the staff didn't hover and, let us be and let us eat. And they're friendly. Honestly, they took us pictures also. So I like that. It was fun. Then after that, I saw my friend off to the bus park because she had to, not bus park, sorry, bus stop. Yeah, because she had to go back on that bus, otherwise it should be like really late for her to get home. So after that, I saw this amazing street
You
performer.
do it, money for nothing and your chicks for free. Now that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Let me tell you, the guys ain't dumb. Baby, get a blister on your little finger. Hey, baby, get a blister on your palm. We got to install microwave. Just to get you delivery.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy the other street performer. I don't know. I think there's something about the street performers here. They have a similar type of music. Maybe it's a York thing. I don't know. But I enjoyed it. I mean, if I had more time, perhaps I would have stayed to listen more, but it was nice. So I was on my way back to the train station here. I had seen my friend off to the bus station, bus stop, bus stop. So she could get on the last bus or second to last bus back home and wouldn't get in late. Anyway, remember the river Us we saw earlier? So this is another extension of it. It's like a really long river. Like, see, it's up to this point. So I think I'm not sure if we're on that side, on the left side or on the right side. I don't know which side we were on exactly before, but I'm guessing it's the right side since I'm going towards the train station and we saw it by the train station. And see that? An NFC. Not an NFC. A painting of an NFC. Look, I don't know. I don't know if it's a painting of an NFC or NFC, but it's a very beautiful monkey. Looks good. And here, this particular route I took, right? So I don't know if these stores have another entrance on the other side. I'm not sure. But this side was like almost deserted except for like a couple of people that came through this route. I think a group of two people and then a group of three people and the dog. Just I met while walking to the station on this part. And I like that these houses or buildings, look into have this view of the river. Then I think that can be very calming. And then there's some restaurants on the right side, if you can see them, that have seats outside, which you can just look at the river. But there's a bit of a smell, but then it is what it is. On the left of that little garden you saw there, a man named John Snow. I don't say Dr. John Snow after I looked it up. Was the father of modern day epidemiology was buried there. And this is the river as well. So there are some bikers here. See one approaching us, and then a couple of people walking their dogs too. I'm quite frightened of dogs, especially in the UK. There's a lot of dog biting people and killing people and stuff. I mean, those are big dogs, but whatever, big dogs, small dogs, I'm avoiding any type of dog. I literally just cross to the other side of the road if I do see a dog coming. Like, except I don't see the dog and I just compose myself because it's too late to cross. But most times you see me on the other side of the road, and that's a cute scooter. I really miss my scooter. Anyway, so this is me almost at the station. So see, that's an arrow pointing to the railway museum because the railway museum has a route close to the station. Is that what it is? I don't know. Anyway, this looks very picturesque, but English can be so hard. Picturesque. So I took a photo of that. And here I was almost back at the station. And so that's all, folks. And if you have watched it up to this point, I am sincerely very grateful. And if you haven't, which means you can't hear this, thank you either way. And also, don't forget to like this video if you watch it. Don't forget to subscribe to the page if you also watch it. And if you don't and you want to do both, I really appreciate that. Also, I'll also do my best to visit more places and share that experience with you guys because I enjoy traveling a lot, and I love trying new food too. So a lot of coming videos will have those. So if you ever visit York, let me know if it's a city you like and where you visited and what you enjoy doing the most there. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe and peace out. Bye.